It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everything is something. What did Limp Bizkit say? Everybody's fucked. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact, and if you interact, your life is on contract. The best bet is to just stay away, motherfucker. It's just one of those days. Wow. I hate that I decided to go with Limp Bizkit. I don't know why that's what popped in my head. Do you eat ketchup on your eggs? Anyway, here we are. I decided to chew as I'm recording a video. Oh, there's going to be so many people that tune out just because I decided to chew. Shout out to Isaac. Isaac secured the product for me and for Paige. We are currently in line here, and as of 10:13 a.m., stuff is selling out. You can already see Secret Lair Final Fantasy Game Over sold out as of 10:13 a.m., which means I've been in line now as of the filming of this moment of life right now. 10:30 a.m. is the current time. I got in line at 9:01. There is some sort of thing that you can do where you put an old item in your cart and it throws you into the queue. So the moment Final Fantasy goes live, this is what I did. I want to talk to you about what I did. I immediately put an item in the cart and hit checkout. And then when I talked to my friend Dom over at Garage the Gathering, shout out Dom, Dom was like, no, dude, you're doing it wrong. What you do is you put an old item in the cart. And I was like, why do I not know about this? He's like, it's been going on for years. And I'm not putting him on blast at all. Like, he's just, this is part of the system. But, when moments like this go live, what ends up happening is you have everybody scramble. Like my eggs. I'm just kidding. Those aren't eggs. Those are the brains. Those are brains in there. But yeah, shout out to Isaac for securing the product. Let's talk about this entire situation because I know that people are probably freaking out. You can see it over here. I've got my cart full. Let's do a quick refresh. As of right now, I'm not seeing... Oh, I am seeing low stock on weapons. It looks like the non-foil ones are selling out first. That is interesting. Now, why am I seeing bundles are no longer low stock? Oh, the Japanese Final Fantasy bundle. Okay. But if we go down here, you can see, or you should be able to see what is selling out. So the Summer Super Drop Everything bundle, I mean, those price cuts are pretty attractive, right? If people go in there and they're like, I want to get a price cut on these. If you're like, I'm buying all of this stuff, there's no reason to not get the bundle. You're going to save a little bit of money. So that's why the bundles are going first. Now, Final Fantasy Game Over Edition was the first one to sell out. We have Day of Judgment as Spirit's Punishment, Absorb into Time, Temporal Extortion, Merciless Poisoning, which is Toxic Deluge. That's a absolute hit. It's also a really iconic game moment. And then you have Praetor's Grasp, and you have Star of Extinction. So first one to sell out. What can we say about this? You have a lot of good cards here. A lot of cards that are iconic. And they're iconic moments. I would have actually guessed that Cyclonic Rift were to sell out first. But if we go up here, Cyclonic Rift is still not sold out. I will say this. If you're at work today, if you don't have somebody to order for you, I'm pretty sure you're cooked. I am pretty sure you are cooked. This is the one that I would have guessed would have sold out first. If you were to tell me, hey, Jake, pick one of these that's going to sell out first, I'm going with the one that has Cyclonic Rift and Heroic Intervention in it. That, to me, seems like the one that sells out first. And then you also have Lightning Bolt. This kind of informs now why Lightning Bolt was not in the raised foil secret layer that just came out. These are stressful days. This is almost like a video here for you, which is just like a video that's like, hey man, I'm here. This one for me was pretty stressful. Not gonna lie. Seeing stuff sell out when you're like right there the moment it goes live, like the moment it goes live. And I know for Marvel, we had kind of the same thing. During Marvel, everybody was scrambling, like my eggs. Just kidding. Those aren't eggs. Those are brains. But everybody was scrambling to get the Marvel cards. This, to me, seems like it's selling out faster than the Marvel stuff. Somebody in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong, but it does feel like it's selling out faster than the Marvel cards, if I had to guess. Really quick, big thank you to our channel sponsors, Card Conduit. Card Conduit is the best spot that you can go to sell your cards quickly and easily on the internet. Take your Magic the Gathering cards that are 50 cents or more over to Card Conduit, and you can sell them to them. They're going to use all of the best buy lists to make sure that they get you the most for your collection. It's a simple process. They have a price checking tool so you know what you're getting ahead of time. They're going to grade your cards so the price may fluctuate a little bit, but I've used Card Conduit and it's a great service. I give it the thumbs up. There's my thumb. It's up. Also, thank you to Dragon Shield. Dragon Shield is a great spot that you can go to protect your cards from sleeves, to binders, to deck boxes, to playmats, the most beautiful playmats, and more. Dragon Shield is sure to have everything that you need to protect your precious cardboard. And also, one last thing. Most of you are not subscribed. A substantial amount of you. If you enjoy these videos where we keep up with the latest news, and you like my finger in the camera, then you should subscribe, because I would like you to come back in the future. If you don't want to subscribe and you're not logged in, then that's fine. But if you're here for like the second or third video and you're like, man, you know, I watch this stuff over here, subscribe. It helps out a great deal. All right. So what can you do in the future to prepare for this, to make sure that when stuff is low stock that you're secured? I would say have a group. Now we have this one, English Foil Edition. The one I was just talking about now has a low stock notice. My position in the cart right now, let's see where I'm at. I'm currently still at more than an hour. So if I didn't have a friend, again, shout out to Isaac who was able to hook it up. If I didn't have somebody there to get this for me, there's a very good chance I'm going to miss out on some stuff. And when I get through this queue, I'll probably poke around and buy a couple things. There's some other really good secret layers in here that we're not even talking about because this is Final Fantasy Day. And on Final Fantasy Day, the world stops. If you don't have somebody to pick stuff up for you, if you're at work, you are most likely cooked on this. If you had to go in today and you're like, man, you know, I'm really busy, most of this Final Fantasy stuff is going to sell out. There are people that are buying multiples of it. There are people that are buying stuff not only for themselves, but for their friends, that kind of thing. I know a lot of you are going to say, why is there not a limit on this? You know, why is it that you can buy as many as you want? Well, because that's how it's set up. There's nothing that you can do about it. You kind of just have to be here and succumb to the circumstances. You just have to like deal with how it's currently set up. I haven't even got out of my gray sweatpants today. Today, I had my hair out and I had to, this is not relevant to the video. This is just a guy sitting here in line. I could just make this is just a video that you can put on in the background where it's like, oh yeah, I put Jake on and he sits in the line and complains with me. You know what? Maybe that's the point of this video, is I'm here to sit with you in line while we wait and we try to figure out what the best path forward is. I will say this stuff is all going to sell out probably before I even get through the line. So, looking ahead to Spider-Man, I know that there's going to be people that are in line for Spider-Man. There's going to be secret layers for that. There's going to be secret layers for everything under the sun. What can you do to be prepared? Be logged in, be ready to go, but also do this thing where you put an old item in your cart, because apparently that is still a thing. Have an old item in your cart, then the moment this goes live, what's going to end up happening is you're going to get thrown into a queue and randomized. Here's the thing. If you do it the way I did it, the moment Secret Lair goes live, right? You immediately jump in, you go up here and you go, you know, you're signed in. You've already done that because you did your due diligence. You're signed in. The moment this goes live, you should not be like pecking in your account info. You need to already be in. When Secret Lair is about to go live and they're setting up the page, there's typically that moment where like we're about to go live. If you go to an old item and you say, okay, I'm going to put Vroom raised foil. I forgot to buy Vroom raised foil. And you're like, I really am not going to buy this, but I'm going to put it in my cart. Then what happens is the moment that the secret lair goes live, you and anybody else who had an old item in your cart are randomized. And then you just have to hope that you get a good place in queue. And if you get a good place in queue, you could be like one of my friends who literally waited 5 minutes, 5 entire minutes to start putting in the Final Fantasy order. Now, once you're in, you have an entire 10 minutes to place your order. So if you know what you're getting, you have it written down, you're like, all right, I'm getting 3x of this, 2x of this, you're good to go. You can take your time. It's not going to kick you out. Unlike the past where Wizards of the Coast would use the Hasbro website. I know the OGs out there know what I'm talking about. The Hasbro website was not equipped. It was not equipped for heavy traffic. So what would always happen, the site would shut down, it would turn into a whole debacle, and you wouldn't even know if your order was going to process. I remember when Secret Lair Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition, or it wasn't Secret Lair, I remember when Guilds of Ravnica Mythic Edition came out, I had to get on the phone, and I was on the phone waiting for like 4 hours, just sitting on the bed waiting to get through. And I remember getting that representative at Hasbro on the phone, and they were just you could just hear it in their voice. They'd been at this all day. They were like, "Hi, how can I help you?" And it was just like, yeah, my order didn't go through. Okay, I've heard this 1,000 times today. It was awful. See, Secret Lair is nothing like that. There is no waiting in line. There is no having to call a rep. There is waiting in line, but there is no having to call a representative. There is no like crossing your fingers, hoping your order goes through. I've always had a seamless time. Once they put me through to my cart and I'm able to go through the checkout process, like one time I had to refresh, but it kept everything in my cart and then I was able to process the order. In the past, you were not able to do that. It was a very complicated, very annoying process. If you are one of those people that miraculously gets in the first 5 minutes, you don't have to rush through that process. If you're afraid everything is going to sell out, then yes, get through that process as quickly as possible. But what I will say is, if you do get through, you could even quickly reach out to some friends and be like, hey, I'm in. What do you guys want? And then you can take care of their order for them. And I know other people are going to be like, wait, but that skipping in line, it's a free-for-all. This is how they do it. This is how it's set up, and this is what we have to do. We have to, as collectors of this stuff, you have to figure out ways to actually get in and do it. Now, I will say this as well. There is a substantial amount of Final Fantasy that's going to go on the market. Just over here, I just want to type some stuff in so that you could see. If you were to go Secret Lair, Black Panther, Rainbow Foil, $41. This is essentially the price you paid for this Secret Lair. Wolverine, a little bit more. Secret Lair Wolverine, $90. So a pretty significant upcharge there from when this first came out. Okay, so you have about a $30 upcharge here on Iron Man. You had this get up to like 75 and now it's gone down a little bit. Captain America around 90 as well, so pretty significant upcharge. And then you have Storm at 90 as well. A lot of the Marvel stuff has 2x'd with the exception of Black Panther, which has pretty much stayed the same. I will expect this to probably happen with the Final Fantasy cards as well, because this is just the nature of this situation. It is a free-for-all. And you have to just be vigilant. You have to know the simple tips and tricks. And even me, as somebody who's like very ingrained in this stuff, I will tell you this. Today, I did not even know about this putting an item in the cart before. I had heard murmurings of it, but I didn't exactly know what it was. And I was texting with my buddy and he was like, dude, you're doing it wrong. And I was like, wait, what am I doing wrong? I like got through and I immediately clicked in and got to the cart in the line, and he's like, no, dude, you should have had an old item in your cart. Who even knows anymore? I'm still at more than an hour. Really quick, we still got low stock here on Final Fantasy weapons. Low stock on Final Fantasy English foil of Game Over. And then down here, as we already mentioned, we are sold out on the Everything bundle, sold out on the Complete Final Fantasy bundle, sold out on the Super Drop non-foil, sold out on the English Final Fantasy, and sold out on Secret Lair Game Over non-foil. That's where we're at right now as of 10:52 a.m. This Secret Lair has been live for an hour and 52 minutes. The FOMO is pumping. All these folks that you see scrolling by, these are patrons at the $10 level or higher. If you enjoyed this video, I do encourage you, click like and subscribe. Come see me again in the future. I love you. Goodbye.